Hey guys, it's Bree this week. A little change of pace for the weekly service team leader email. I don't know what Christine's doing. She's doing something. She's like meeting with someone for coffee, something sort of important or not. Anyway, so hey, it's good to see you guys. So this weekend we are starting the Strong Challenge. And so if your leaders have not gotten their pods into a home team, this is the week to really encourage them in your email, communicate with them, really drive home that it is super important to be in a home team. We will be having on-site groups here at Oakley, but we're not announcing that until this weekend because we really want the emphasis to be on meeting in a home because there's just more freedom. You guys know how it is. I know you know how it is, but really emphasize to your leaders that it is important and not just make it something like, oh, we'll do it if we can. We'll try and see what happens. Message from Christine: don't wuss out on home teams. So that's the message. So as far as the weekend, it's the first weekend of the journey, and it's all about how to play strong. So this is going to be a fun weekend to start out these practices and with play. How appropriate is that? So we're going to start out with an activity, and every pod is going to get 2 to 3 rolls of tinfoil. So you guys from up front are going to set up. So this is the weekend on play, and today we're just gonna play, and so every pod is gonna get tinfoil and maybe some other random things. You guys can use your clothes or other accessories that you might have, but you're gonna dress up as your favorite character or hero. So like if your favorite hero is Superman, like make a small cape or make a big S to put on your chest or something, or like make a crown or a sword, something, anything. It's all up to them. The idea is just to have a good time. And then after that happens, there's going to be a video clip, and it's going to be from Hook, and it's going to be the scene where Robin Williams is sitting at the table with the kids and having a food fight, and it's really sweet. So after that happens, and if you get things settled down, because I'm sure it will be chaos, but so much fun, the way that we have things set up is that throughout the next 6 weeks, we don't want the teaching to be the main focus. So like usually we have teachings for like 20, 25 minutes. We really want the teaching to be something that's transitional. So after the activity, which is meant to provoke, like having a good time, like no rules, no right or wrong answer, just having a good time, we just want that to be the provoker. So then the teaching is what helps transition them into pod time. So ideally, depending on the week, we'll let you guys know week to week. Ideally, the teaching up front would be somewhere between 3 and 6 minutes. We know that you guys can, and me included, I tend to be long-winded, so we'll see how that works out. But we know you guys can do it. So some of the things that we want you to hit on this week for the transitional teaching is that teenagers have a role to play. They're teenagers for a reason. I mean, you're born and then you grow up into an adult, but your job as a teenager is to help remind the people around you to play and to have fun. And sort of ask the question, like, do you make playing or being playful with God more difficult than it needs to be? Do you, like, set guidelines? Whatever. Just pose that question. And also, maturing does not mean that you become boring. Because I know I've had this, oh, well, I'm an adult, so I gotta wear a suit and tie every day. That's dumb and not true. And we want to do everything we can to break anything that kids think in that way. So yeah, maturing doesn't mean becoming boring. Look at us, we're so fun, and some people might say we're mature. I don't know. So anyway, the teaching will transition into pod time, and if you were at the training, you'll remember that we are doing something completely different. We're not having questions, but you'll be midrashing. So basically discussing and diving deep into scripture. And we've made up a really extensive, really detailed, guideline for you guys to help the leaders guide their pods more smoothly. So we'll be sending that to you in the email so you can get a look and have a better idea of what your leaders are going to be seeing and a better idea for you. It'll be like a really fancy beat sheet for the next 6 weeks. So we'll be sending that to you via PDF attachment. Shook will take care of that. So if you weren't at the training, it might be if your leaders weren't at the training, it might be a good time to remind them in the email or however you want to communicate that we went over some ideas of how to lead a pod during a midrashing. So just to reiterate those, there's asking questions. So only leading by asking questions. Only leading and facilitating by saying encouraging things, giving out encouragement, provoking them to say what else sticks out to you. Playing a sort of good cop, bad cop, which more sort of translated as like someone who provokes the group and then someone who sort of brings it all together and ties it together peacefully and is a unifier. And then there was something silly, getting the group to say one specific phrase, which some people accomplished, some people didn't get to. So that's it as far as the weekend is concerned. Hopefully if you have any questions and you're like, what am I doing? The PDF file will answer those questions. And it'll be good. You guys will be good to go. Some other announcements. We've got some other things coming up that we want you guys to mark your calendars for. October 11th, which is next Tuesday. So it's this gap week between community groups ending and on-site journey groups happening. So next Tuesday, October 11th, we're going to be having a worship night. It's going to be really cool. I think that's going to be at 6:30. Maybe, we aren't sure yet. Maybe 6:30 to 7 range. We'll let you guys know via email or however. So yeah, you'll want to announce that during your service. And also, we are going to have an end of the journey celebration. So what is scheduled to be the last week of the journey, we're going to be celebrating. It works. It's totally appropriate to be celebrating. The last week is about living strong. So we're going to celebrate all the past weeks that we've been going strong and your groups have been doing all these challenges, and it's just going to be fun, crazy. We'll let you guys know more details about that. But that is Saturday, November 12th. And that'll be in the evening, and we'll let you guys know more about that in the future. So hopefully Shook doesn't throw anything else at me, and I hope I didn't crack a window.